All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Vocational Nursing and Psychiatric Technicians, June 6, 2025 board meeting. This meeting is being held via teleconference. My name is Carol Mountain. I am the board president and attending from the BPNPT office at 2535 Capitol Oaks Drive, Suite 205, Sacramento. I would like to call this meeting to order at 11:19 a.m. First, some housekeeping information on how this meeting will be conducted. This meeting is being held via teleconference and webcast. Board members are attending at the following locations, which are also open to members of the public. Number 1, Sacramento, Board of Vocational Nursing and Psychiatric Technicians Office, 2535 Capitol Oaks Drive, Suite 205, Sacramento, California, in a large conference room. Number 2, San Bernardino Department of Consumer Affairs, Division of Investigation, 464 West 4th Street, Suite 429, San Bernardino. Number 3 is Concord, Gurnick Academy of Medical Arts, Willow Pass Road, Suite 450, Concord, California. Number 4 is Panorama City, Kaiser Medical Office, 13651, Willard Street, Building 2, Panorama City. Reading Public Library, 1100 Parkview Avenue, Reading, California. El Monte, Reagan Career Institute, 3144 Santa Anita Avenue, Suite 200, El Monte, California. If we need a motion, I will call for a motion, a second, and open for public comment by location prior to taking a roll call vote for each motion. Members, for the record, please state your name prior to making your motion or when seconding a motion. We will take public comment on each agenda item. Members of the public who request to speak will have up to 3 minutes to speak, and you will be notified when you have 30 seconds remaining. You are not required to provide your name, but we invite you to do so. For the sake of efficiency, the executive officer may respond directly to public comment or defer to the appropriate staff person or counsel as appropriate. For any questions directed to board members, I will either answer the question or direct it to board members as appropriate. We will now do an alphabetical roll call to establish a quorum. Board members, when your name is called, please introduce yourself, announce where you are calling from, and if there are any members of the public in attendance at your location. Alita Carpenter.
Yes, Alita Carpenter. I'm at the Reading Public Library, which I will never use as a location again, but there are no members of the public here, and I apologize again for the delay.
No worries. Thank you, Alita. All right, Gregoria Guzman.
I'm at 13651 Willard Building, Panorama City.
Are there any other
no,
there with you?
No,
Okay,
there is not.
Leslie Moore.
Leslie Moore. I'm at the San Bernardino office, and there's no members with me.
Kelly Needless.
Yes, I'm in the one of, I was going to say my hometown. I'm in the El Monte office, Reagan Career Institute, and I have one member of the public, 2 members of the public with me.
Excellent, thank you. John Russell. Oh, not here. Rashima Sansan.
Good morning, Rashima Sonson, public member. I am currently present at Gurnick Academy of Medical Arts in Concord, and there are no other individuals present.
Thank you, and I'm Carol Mountain. Based on the roll call, we have a quorum, 6 members present. We'll now move to agenda item 2. So, I think you need to introduce your staff first.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. With us today at various locations, our AEO, Mark Ito, our supervising nursing education consultant, Dr. Judith McLeod, Jessica Gomez, Cindy Fairchild, Ara Davila, Michael Hall, Faye Silverman, Nicholas Gonzalez, Roberta Thompson, Corey Trimble, Rachel Vieira, Geraldine Marcino, Jay Prouty, Brittany Hudson, and of course, driving the bus, Nikki Brady.
Excellent, thank you so much. Council?
Yes, Ileana Butu, counsel for BVNPT.
Thank you so much. We will now move to agenda item 2, discussion and possible action to rescind board action regarding May 16, 2025, agenda item 6E1. Elaine, counsel?
So there was a little bit of confusion regarding what the outcome of the board's vote was at the last meeting. The first roll call vote was there were 6 people there, and 6 people voted yes, and 6
Three voted yes, 3 abstained.
yes, 3 voted yes, and 3 abstained. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I meant 6 members were there, and then there was a vote of 3 for yes and 3 abstained. Therefore, the motion did not pass. And then we had a little bit of confusion as to how to count the abstentions, and we resolved it, and we did another vote. Anyway, long story short, we're redoing it today to rectify any confusion and clarify the board's position on this, and hopefully this will resolve any confusion and do a hard reset on this matter.
Thank you so much, council. So, a question. Yes, could you give us a suggested motion? That's great.
Mhm. Pause for a second, please. Can you mute for a second and then let me grab this?
I say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can ask request a motion to.
All right. I will be requesting a motion to rescind the board action regarding May 16, 2025 agenda item E6E1. Do I need a second for that first, right?
Yes.
Do I have a second? Need a motion? Or I
Yeah.
need a motion
Once
first.
you're doing the motion.
Rashima Johnson, Board Member Rashima Johnson, I move to approve.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
This is Nellie Nieblas, board member. I move to second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion from the board members? I'm in Sacramento. There's no discussion for me in Concord. Ms. Sanson.
No discussion.
In San Bernardino, Ms. Moore.
No.
In Reading, Ms. Carpenter.
No discussion, thank you.
In Panorama City, Ms. Guzman.
No discussion.
And in El Monte, Ms. Nieblas.
No discussion.
Thank you. Any public comment? There's in Sacramento on WebEx. On WebEx?
All right, this is the moderator. If any of the members of the public signed into this meeting would like to comment on this agenda item, please raise your hand. We'll give you a moment. All right, this is a moderator. I'm not seeing any raised hands. And did we check for public comment at the other remote locations?
I had my hand raised.
Oh, we did. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
So
hold on just a moment. All right, Stacy, we have a 3-minute time limit. I'll give you a 30-second warning. Please go ahead.
Point of order, moderator. The motion is just the parliamentary one to rescind the action and then place the other item on the table to discuss. I mean, we can still take public comment, of course, but I just want to make sure that the program folks know that.
Okay, I'll wait till it's time to discuss the program.
Speaking directly to the motion.
Okay.
Yeah, the motion is to rescind the outcome of the board's vote that was taken on May 16th on item 6E1. So they're just rescinding that or voting to rescind, and then later they'll do the discussion all over again and re-vote on whether to approve or deny the request. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, in that case, see no request for public comment and return the floor back to you.
Thank you. I will do a roll call and establish who's in favor, opposed, or abstains. Ms. Carpenter?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Guzman?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Needless? Ms. Sanson? I am also a yes. That carries by a motion of 6 to rescind 6E1. We will now move on to agenda item 3, consideration of provisional approval, request for continuing approval, and request to admit students. Quest Nursing Education Center Vocational Nursing Program, Ms. Devia. Is there any new or additional information to your report?
Good morning. This is Tara Davila. There is no new additional information to this report.
Can I have a motion to approve the Quest Nursing Education Center report and adopting NEC recommendations regarding consideration of provisional approval, continuing approval, and request to admit students?
This is Nelly Nieblas, board member, making a motion for what was just stated to happen.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Gloria
Alita
Guzman,
Carpenter,
board
second.
member.
Thank you.
Second. Okay.
Is there any comment from representatives of the program?
Yes. Should I start or?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay, sorry. So I'm Dr. Stacy Aletu from Quest Nursing Education Center. I'm the program director. As I mentioned previously, I don't understand why we are being considered for provisional approval or even considered for denying of our classes. We followed the protocol. We applied for our continued approval on time. And subsequent to that, we didn't receive any written notices of any items being missing. Miss Tara Davila came in and she did a site visit January 24th to the 27th, which again, I maintained that I was bullied during that process and it was a very unpleasant process. Nevertheless, she ended that 24 to 27 visits a few days later where she requested to speak to all faculty that was on roster, but she never contacted them. During the visit, I told her numerous times, hey, if there's any violations that you come across, I'm very proactive. You know, I will fix it. Just let me know if there are any violations. I'd be happy to work on it. Anything that you identify. She never identified any specific violations that she encountered that she wanted us to be able to fix during that time frame. Except for on February, so she contacted, she said she was going to contact the faculty and she didn't. She showed back up on February 13th for a meeting. At this point, she just kind of mentioned that we have a class that's coming up and that the executive officer would be denying that class after she was done speaking to the executive officer. And I explained to her, well, I haven't even seen any of the violation report. You essentially talked about things that you didn't like during the survey, but I still don't understand what it is that we violated. She told me that, well, she would send me the report as soon as we were done with the meeting. I said, okay, that's fine. Please still put in our request for our class. We have a class starting in 2 weeks. There's students who have made arrangements for that class, contracts, things like that. After the meeting, I repeatedly emailed her for this report. She never gave me the report. I emailed her for several days. She never gave me the report. On February 18th, on the evening, she sends me a report stating that our class has been denied. And then she sent me the violation report that had numerous inconsistencies, of which at that point, I went ahead to proceed to correct all those violations that were there. One of the notable things that she included on there was 2 curriculum changes that she wanted to be error-free. And she gave me 20 days to complete all the violations that were there, in addition to two curriculum that typically takes months to complete, she wanted me to have them error-free within 20 days. And mind you, these are the curriculum that we've used the entire time. It's been fine. It's been previously approved and submitted several times. So even with the short amount of time and the distress of having our classes canceled, I worked day and night to correct those curriculums and to fix it, thousands of pages, to the point that I even sustained a bilateral arm injury and a pinched nerve. I also failed my classes as well because I was attending school at that time. After I submitted the documentation for the curriculum, along with all the other things that she requested, I did additional training for staff and everything, even things that I felt were not applicable, I still did them anyway. Even after that, she did not give me any feedback. She did not notify me that anything was wrong or anything was incomplete. According to your protocol, you're supposed to notify us if we submit any documents that are incomplete. I never received anything after that. The next thing I got, I was thinking I would get a response as to, oh, this is, I received the curriculum. This is what needs to be changed. Nothing. She just sent me a report saying you're going for provisional approval, and I'm requesting denying 3 out of your 4 classes. Now, these are our replacement classes. These are not new or additional classes. These are our regular classes that she was recommending to deny 3 out of the 4 classes. And then the new report that she posted, that's the first time I'm seeing any feedback on any of the items that I submitted, because she didn't do any kind of collaboration with me, nothing to give me feedback on the curriculum items that she wanted to change, that she decided to indicate there as a deficiency. Fortunately, since the last meeting, we've gotten a new nursing education consultant, Ms. Gomez, and that has provided a lot of relief because we've had professional interactions. We've been able to get a lot of things done. And again, I still maintain that there is no reason to rush to put us through to provisional approval, because we haven't even gotten through the steps of me getting notified whether the application was complete or not incomplete, and how it is that I would be able to respond to that. So I feel like that's a violation of the protocol in that of itself. And it's very detrimental to us because we have not been able to host any of our classes, and we have been denied our classes, 2 placement classes.
Excuse me, could I break in? I apologize, but this has been longer than 3 minutes. And to my understanding, this was all discussed in the other meeting. So like I said, I apologize for my rudeness here, but Dr. Litu, if you could just sum this up, that'd be great.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know that we are going through accreditation right now. We have been through numerous surveyors who have surveyed our students. We have excellent pass rates. They have never even given inclination to do anything punitive to us in any way. And I just want you to let you know that this process has really decimated the school, has cut our enrollments down to less than half, and has been very traumatizing for everybody involved, and puts us at risk for our accreditation, for our students, for our special population that we do serve. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any board discussion or questions? I do have one question for Dr. Litu. Who is your accrediting body that you are working with?
ABHES.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions from the board?
None at this time.
All right. Is there any public comment?
All right, I see a raised hand from Erica Hunt. Erica, you'll have 3 minutes. I'll give you a 30-second warning. And Erica, you should be able to unmute.
Hello, my name is Erica Hunt. I do work at Quest Nursing under Dr. Alitu. I've been working with her this time for about 4 years. And as we have gone through this process, I know that it has been very stressful. After her meetings with Ms. Davila, we have had staff meetings where she talks about the changes that need to be implemented, the ones that she does know after getting, when she finally does get the reports. So we have had staff meetings. She has been trying to fix whatever she needs to fix or implement the changes she needs to make based on those reports. And even with making those changes, again, it still seems like things just kind of come up and it's never good enough. So we've gone back to live lecture. She has sat in on a lecture and has still made inaccurate statements about that lecture. It really does not make sense as to why she makes inaccurate statements within her reports. And I have read the last reports. I have needed assistance from her myself during a Teams meeting. I'm not familiar with Teams, so I wasn't sure how to share the screen. I know how to press the share button. And during that time, I said, I don't know how to use Teams. She said, well, press the share button. I was like, okay. And she says, well, while she figures that out, basically, let's move on. So if I'm not receiving any assistance with how to use even Teams within a meeting, I can't expect that any further assistance would be given, and that with the inaccuracy of her reports. I do, again, know that I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I do know that everything she has, during the process of meeting with her, she did ask a lot of questions, and with every question, we were able to answer her. We were able to show her the syllabus where students' skills were listed, the sheets they had to have, what they were supposed to be working on each week, what skills they were like. I laid it all out for her. So everything she needed to know was given to her directly. There was no mistakes about it. It was all pretty congruent. It was laid out. It was very easy to follow.
30-second warning.
So there was nothing to be mistaken. There was no confusion. But somehow it still ended up like everything else just not being good enough for her and it being twisted into something else that was wrong that really wasn't. It was a much difficult process and it did not have to be.
Okay, thank you. Any further comments?
Madam Chair and everyone, Elaine Yamaguchi, Executive Officer. Let me see if I can't put this into a little bit more focused context. The board has kind of a combination of a couple questions here. One, of course, is to reapprove West College's status. And a sub question of that is whether or not to place them on provisional approval or not. And the second question is to approve Quest College admitting this next class, which I understood was actually like next week. Which is why we wanted to make certain we took action now instead of waiting till August, which we could have had, I think, probably a much more robust conversation about Quest College itself. So what I would suggest to the board members is that we provide the approval, the provisional approval, and provide the approval to admit the class with the understanding that there's nothing that precludes the school from asking for a change in their approval status and or other classes in our August meeting, as long as they filed the paperwork somewhere in the early July area. I think that's about the summary of what we have before us.
Do we need to change our motion?
We could split the motion if you like.
Excuse me, this is board member Rashima has her hand raised.
Oh, please, thank you.
Hi, everyone. Just want to say thank you everyone for providing their comments and questions. I do have one question for Dr. Alitu.
Reading over the packet, there are 2 violations that were corrected, and since the meeting in May, have you or your team completed or worked on correcting any of the other violations, or anything that you can share right now?
Oh, can you hear me? Okay, yes. Yes, because we have a new consultant currently who we are working with, and she's actually coming on campus to flesh out some of the items. Some of the things are very confusing. So, like, for example, the curriculum, it's hard to correct because she doesn't specify where in the curriculum those concerns are. So the report is the first place I'm seeing those things. Some of the things that were indicated on there, I submitted them. One of them was a attached file that was submitted incorrectly. So she received a duplicate file, but she never notified me that she didn't have that file. So I only found out about it after the report, which is why I then sent it to her again. But I've corrected everything that I can possibly correct on that document. And we're no longer working with Ms. Terra Davila. We're working with Ms. Gomez.
Okay.
And sorry, I just wanted to quickly mention the thing about putting us on provisional approval for a short period of time. We are coming up for review by the accrediting board for their July meeting. So that is something that is significant for us to go on provisional approval while we're being considered for accreditation.
So I just want to know, is that a yes or a no if you have been working on or completed anything? So I see completed violations.
Yes, that is a yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
that
you.
is a yes.
So let me jump in for a second. So, is there any interest by the board members to rescind or take back the current motion, which is to adopt all of the staff recommendations in the NEC report, and then take each of the recommendations piecemeal, so that it's less convoluted? Because in the staff, in the NEC report, there are 6 recommendations. Do you want to go one by one, or do you want to look at page 8 of the NEC report and vote on the entire recommendation?
I do have a question. This is Gloria Guzman.
Okay, go ahead.
What is the turnaround time for reviewing the recommendation by the NEC? Because it was she had the report, I believe it was in December of 2024, and in May she had not completed reviewing the the report.
Can the NEC answer that question?
Actually, let me ask Dr. McLeod, as the supervisor, what the general expectation would be. Or not.
I think Judith is having audio issues.
Okay. All right. In as much as we're in a transitional phase while Ms. Davila is phasing out from her responsibilities with Quest and Ms. Gomez is phasing in, it may be more productive for Ms. Gomez to offer some ideas.
Hello. I am going to go visit at Quest for the next Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And I would really like to be able to work with her and see what we can do with this. I totally have understand the Ms. Davila's recommendations. I have read them. That some of the things that she has said is very, very solid. But I would like the opportunity to work with this program since they have had since there was the delay in getting the information to them.
Okay, so, Ms. Bill, Mrs. Lang, I'm gonna read you here. In your opinion, then, clearly they can't admit a class unless they have some level of approval, correct?
Correct.
So, because I know that they feel strongly about admitting a class, and we have, obviously a very short period of time before they had planned to admit that class. Can we? Well, clearly then we have two choices. One being that the board authorized them at a provisional level and then go ahead and approve them to admit the class. And then we can readdress it after we're able to do some more work and conversations with the school.
Right.
Okay. Dr. Mountain? Pleasure of the board, if they want to split the question or if they want to just go ahead and take the action right now and revisit it soon.
Okay, so there is a motion on the table, so we need to address that first. So the people so it was Nellie and Alita who have the motions on the table. So are you okay? Are you, is it acceptable for you to withdraw those motion or that motion?
Yes, this is Alita. I like the idea of having a split motion. That makes sense.
Nellie, what about you?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so
we would need a substitute motion.
yeah, so I'm gonna leave it in your capable hands, calling for a new motion and moving forward with.
All right.
Oliver.
So I would like to call for a new motion that would, so we can do one motion at a time.
Yeah, so one piece at a time.
So the
one
first
yeah.
motion is to grant continued approval of West Nursing Education.
On a yeah. So the first staff recommendation, and obviously you can, yeah, it's basically grant continued approval for the nursing program on a provisional basis for a 2-year period beginning December 12th, 2024, and then issue the certificate accordingly. It doesn't sound like 2 years is what you want to do, or maybe I misunderstood, but that's the first staff recommendation is the provisional approval.
And we could amend that to up to 2 years.
Up to 2 years.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion? Does someone want to make that motion to grant continuing approval for Quest Nursing Education Center vocational nursing program on a provisional basis for up to a 2-year period beginning December 12, 2024?
Board
I
members,
mean-
Johnson, I move to approve.
Thank you.
Wait.
So
we
it's
need
moved
to-
by Alita, seconded by Rashima.
Okay, thanks.
Do you take the roll call on that first? We'll have to now open.
Public comment.
So
or
we're now
discussion.
open again for comments from the board.
That's fine.
Let's speak to the motion. Let's speak to the motion. And if there are none, we will open for public comment that speak directly to the motion. Comments we haven't already heard.
All right, this is the moderator. I do see a raised hand from Stacy Alitu. So Stacy, you'll have 3 minutes.
We haven't opened for public comment yet.
Oh,
Oh,
my
I thought
apologies.
we were on board comments. No, we just opened for comments. Okay. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to mention after I'm done talking that my council would like to.
This is Nellie Nievelas, board member. I looked at the report myself and the recommendations are solid. Some of the things that I have concerns about are scope of practice when it comes to instructions for the LVM curriculum, as well as the fact that modules that are supposed to be done for homework are being done during class time. and also that there isn't an attendance policy in place that really pushes these attendance policy that tracks when students are in or out. And also there's a passage rate for one of the quizzes of 68%. That, those are my 4 key concerns about why this provisional status, these issues have to be addressed for them to be able to be removed from provisional status. No documentation, that itself, one key thing that I've learned even in my job, if it's not documented, it didn't happen. So having documentation, proving that these changes are happening in written form will bode well for the school when they are up for reassessment. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those comments. Other board comments?
Hi, this is Leslie Moore. I did also read this and I was concerned about the attendance. And I wanted to address Ms. Dr. Atu with regards to the attendance. How are they keeping track of the attendance?
Okay, thank you for giving me. I don't know. I thought I was talking earlier. I just wanted to mention that my counsel has been trying to speak and he hasn't been able to. But to answer your question, we do attendance. We've been taking attendance on our Moodle LMS, and we also take attendance on an Excel spreadsheet. So we actually have faculty that take attendance and administration that take attendance. Plus, we check with our students daily that take attendance. The issue that Ms. Davila had was she did not like electronic attendance. She wanted physical attendance sheets. And like I mentioned, those reports have factually incorrect information. So I understand that if you're looking at it at face value, yes, it looks concerning, but I'm telling you that it is factually incorrect. The thing about doing homework during Zoom lecture, that is also incorrect as well. That is very, very incorrect that they're doing homework during Zoom time. A lot of the information on there is factually incorrect. If we were doing all those things, we would not maintain our pass rates for this long. We have never gone lower than the requirement for the board for the pass rates. So she can falsify whatever it is that she needs to falsify. I guess we'll just have to deal with that later. But that is incorrect information. We do have attendance sheets for all our students, and we've had them since she came to the site. She did not like electronic attendance sheets. She wanted physical attendance sheets. For faculty meetings, she wanted physical attendance sheets, even though we do director forums and all those things. And I've never signed a physical sheet at any of these items. We're not doing anything differently than we have been since we opened our program.
Thank you. I just wanted to know how are you keeping track of attendance? Thank you.
Yeah.
Do any other board members have any comment to make or have any questions for the program regarding the provisional approval? All right, it sounds like Dr. O'Donnell, do we have any public comment that we have to go through each location?
Oh, okay, let's look at each location and see if we have any public comment. None in Sacramento, unless we have some more online comments. In Concord,
No comments.
in San Bernardino,
No comments.
in Reading,
No public comments here.
thank you, in Panorama City,
No comments.
and in El Monte. It sounds like no comments.
No comments.
This is,
All right, can we have a roll call?
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
I will
this
do
is
a
the
roll call and
moderator.
establish who's in favor, opposed, or
I'm
abstains.
sorry. Are
Yes,
you
I'm
able to
sorry.
hear me? This is the moderator. We do have request for comment from WebEx.
Oh, all right, let's do
Let's do it.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes.
Let's do
So
it.
we have Erica Hunt with a raised hand. Erica, you'll have 3 minutes. You should be able to unmute.
Hi, thank you. So I would like to go over the attendance policies, homework, and scope of practice. So again, to reinforce the attendance policy, the policy is clearly stated in the syllabus, how we take the attendance. I know that as an instructor, I enforce the policy. So even if a student is past that 1 minute, they do not get to stay if they're more than 30 minutes late. And that is tracked in the LMS, and I write notes. I put if they're late, absent, or whatever it is. I stay on them pretty good to make sure that, their hours are factually correct, because I know nursing runs on hours. So whether or not it's on paper or however it is done, it's more of the enforcement of that policy, which is strictly enforced. As far as homework goes, I don't think there's a clear definition anywhere of what exactly homework is. And I don't believe I ever defined to Ms. Davila what their homework is versus what the work they do in class is, which is also not written or clarified in her report. So homework is something, again, not clarified, but she never asked what homework was. She just asked what they do in the classroom time. And I think that is something that's going to be worked on here coming up soon, is to define what that is. I don't know if any of you or she has a definition of what homework is that she can speak on really quick, so it can actually be answered and be better explained. If not, homework is some are sheets that they do over diagnosis. They go over medications, over diagnosis, and then they have system disorder forms that they do for homework. In class, they do work on some ATI modules, but that is strictly to what we are learning for the week that helps them keep in line and is additional information. As far as scope of practice, I don't believe they learn or do anything out of scope of practice. We tell them what their scope of practice is, but we do use extra sites such as nursing.com or as osmosis.com just to help them better understand the concept. It has nothing to do with them being able to work outside of their scope of practice. We just want to make sure that they understand the concepts that they are learning. So they do all the reading, but again, some students need videos to go along with those concepts to better understand and put it together. And then we use the templates to really help them put it all together, along with the ATI modules, so they have a full picture of what it is for each of these conditions.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other further comment from WebEx?
Thank you. This is the moderator, and Stacy Alitu did mention that the attorney wanted to speak. So let me go ahead and see if he would like to speak. Try that one.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. You're
Yes.
muted.
Yes. Hi. So this is James R. Smith, counsel for request, and I wanted to make a few comments. Let me kind of share what's at stake here. Quest, serves a population students who, oftentimes come from underserved communities, and, individuals who've chosen nursing not just as a career, but as a pathway to transform their lives and the lives of their families. And, many are first generation college students, and, parents working multiple jobs while pursuing education, and, individuals who have overcome significant barriers to be where they are today. And, when the March class was denied, with just 2 weeks notice, 26 students had their educational journeys abruptly interrupted. And these were individuals who had arranged childcare, they had reduced work hours, they had made significant financial sacrifices to begin their nursing education. And Quest went to, extraordinary lengths to accommodate these students. I was transitioning 23 of them to associate degree tracks at the school's own expense, and providing, free additional training and absorbing costs of approximately $5,000 per student. rather than leaving them without options. So, should this board deny 3 of the 4 requested June classes, dozens of more students are going to face similar disruption. And these aren't just abstract numbers. These are real people with dreams of serving their communities as healthcare providers. And, in a state facing critical nursing shortages, especially in underserved areas, these denials directly impact California's healthcare capacity. So Dr. Eletu, in Quest, Dr. Eletu has confirmed what the documentation shows, that Quest maintains comprehensive electronic attendance records through their Moodle learning management system. Okay, it's 21st century. With additional verification through Excel spreadsheet. That's not just one, but 2 forms of verification. It's 2025 now. It's done electronically, okay? And so the consultant's preference for, paper
30-second warning.
attendance sheets, for, paper attendance sheets over established electronic system, it's just not reasonable. It's just not reasonable. So, the assertion that students, complete homework during instructional time is also demonstrably false. The consultant's claims about a 16% quiz pass rate are also similarly misleading and taken entirely out of context, because as the doctor explained.
And this is the moderator. My apologies, but the 3 minutes were up. Madam Moderator, or Madam Board President, I return the floor back to you.
Thank you very much. I do have a quick question for the school. How much are you charging each of these underserved students for this education?
Yeah, our current charges are $30,000, and we also offer hold on. We also offer work study programs so that we employ them so they can actually work and pay for their tuition as well.
Thank you. Does 30,000 include all costs?
It does not include all costs.
Thank you. All right. I will now do a roll call on a staff. Are there any other comments?
This is Natalie Nieblas. I'm going to be very circumspect, but also honest. As a person who is a first-generation person with a disability who has dealt with healthcare professionals on a daily basis, the fact that they're being charged $30,000 and the curriculum itself, the violations are clearly stated on page 3 and 4 of the report. Is not, they're offering a substandard level of education, and I would be remiss to be, as a board member, to say full approval. Provisional approval to address these issues, yes, but the fact that they've only addressed the attendance policy and not scope of work, and how the scope of work is aligned to the actual business code of professions, that's concerning to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any further comments? All right. I believe we are ready to do a roll call vote and establish who is in favor, opposed, or abstains to whether or not we are voting for continued provisional approval for up to 2 years. Ms. Carpenter.
Yes.
Ms. Guzman.
Yes.
Ms. Moore.
Yes.
Ms. Nieblas.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Sonson.
Yes.
My name is Carol Mountain. I also vote yes. And that motion is carried by the unanimous vote. We will now move on to the second half of this. So we're looking at a full-time class. I think we are at recognition 4. All right, we are now looking at approving the program's request for a part-time day class of 30 students that will begin June 10th, 2025 with the completion date of September 30, 2026 to replace the class that graduates May 24, 2025 Do I have a motion?
Leslie Moore, motion.
Thank you. A second?
I second the
Gloria
motion. Nelly,
Guzman,
yes.
second.
Thank you. Is there any board discussion? Right? Is there any public comments?
This is the moderator. We do have comments, people requesting comment from WebEx. First, we have Mike. Mike, I'll go ahead and unmute you. You'll have 3 minutes with a 30-second warning.
Yes, I'm Mike, and I'm just a public observer. I just want to say that, I just don't think the process, has been fair to the school in general. If somebody's like literally complaining and telling you that, they're being treated unfairly, and you guys choose to ignore that and just carry on and still vote based on what you see on a document that is not accurate. And you've had a side explaining to you several times that they've been treated unfairly. And I don't know. I'm just here. I'm really blown away by this process. That's all. I really don't have much to say. It's just mind blowing that at the end of the day, we all humans, and we sit here and just throw one person under the table. I mean, you have only one person that's gone there to do all this, gather all this information and come to you guys. And you have multiple people on the other side, which is Quest, telling you like this is not so. All they asked for was for you guys to send somebody else there to make sure that everything that was investigated by the first lady is right. And you guys are not even accommodating that. You just going with with whatever she said. I just think it's an unfair process. To be honest with you, it's disappointing. To be out just to be on the outside and witness this. It's not fair in any way. And that's all I have to say.
Oh, you're muted. There you go. Thank you very much for your comments. We appreciate that. Are there any other comments?
Yes, we have 2 more people with hands raised. First, Erica Hunt. Erica, you should be able to unmute.
Yes, actually, I had my hand raised on the last one and it was ignored. But I know, so I'm going to comment on that first because I know that there were some, kind of things said about helping the special population and the cost of the program. And I did cover the scope of practice before that comment was made, that it is clear what the scope of practice is at the very beginning of the program for the nursing students. That was made very clear. They know what their scope of practice is. That's the first thing we teach them.
Excuse me. This is the moderator. My apologies, but we're only allowing people to comment on this agenda item, and what you're talking about is a previous one. So I'm
Right.
sorry.
Well,
We're not allowed. So I'm sorry. Right. So, Madam Board President, I return the floor back to you.
Thank you so much. Further public comment on this agenda item?
We should be good to go. There's no other public comment.
Thank you so much. Let's check each location just to be sure. There's no comment in Sacramento. In Concord, is there any public comment?
No comments.
In San Bernardino, are there any comments?
No comments.
Thank you. In Reading, are there any comments?
No comments here.
Thank you. In Panorama City, are there any comments?
No comments.
And in El Monte, are there any comments?
No comments.
Thank you so much. I will do a roll call and establish who's in favor, opposed, or abstains from this agenda item. Ms. Carpenter.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Guzman.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Moore.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Needless.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Sonstone.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm Carol Mountain. I also vote yes. Yes, it is carried unanimously. We will now move on to agenda item 4, public comment on items not on the agenda. Please note, the board may not discuss or take any action on any item raised during this public comment section, except to decide whether to place the matter on the agenda of a future meeting. We are now open for public comment. Please let me run through the locations and then we will take WebEx comments.
I apologize for the beginning because
I apologize. We are now on agenda item 4, public comment on items not on the agenda. Please note the board may not discuss or take any action on any item raised during this public comment section, except to decide whether to place the matter on the agenda of a future meeting. I would now like to run through and make sure there are not public comments in each of the locations. There are no public comments in Sacramento. Are there public comments in Concord?
No public comment.
Thank you. In San Bernardino?
No public comment.
Thank you. In Reading?
None in Reading.
Thank you. In Panorama City?
No public comment.
Thank you. In El Monte? Take it, no public comment. Are there any WebEx public comments?
No public comment in El Monte.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is the moderator, and we do have a raised hand from Stacy Alitu. And Stacy, just to let you know, we are only taking public comment for items not on the agenda. So if we hear that you're speaking about previous agenda items, I apologize, but I will have to unmute your microphone. So here we go. Stacy, did you have something to say that's not on the agenda?
Yeah, I have something to say about the general cost of vocational nursing programs in Northern California, and to mention that Quest has one of the lowest costs of vocational nursing programs. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. We will move to
Okay.
agenda item 5. Wait, are there other comments?
Point of order, Madam Chair.
Yes, sorry, your attorney has to be the wetland. Yeah, I have to do my job. So, there are other parts of the NEC's report that need to be addressed.
Oh,
Yeah, so they also requested, full-time day class of 30 students to begin on June 10th. So 2, 3,
Recommendation 2, 5, and 6.
okay.
so basically the ones that have not been addressed, the board does need to look at
Oh,
those and.
okay. Let's go back to that. My apologies. So can we make that as one?
Yes. Yes, you can, I mean, the motion can be phrased however, it can include all of those remaining items. But it's really obviously up to the person who is making the motion.
Do we have a motion to accept the NEC's recommendations on number 2? So 2, 3, 5, and 6.
Board Member Wishima Sansa motion to approve.
Thank you. We have a second.
Now we need a second.
Thank you. Do we have discussion from the board? I know.
Oh, she was asking.
Okay. Are there comments from the school on this particular motion?
All right, Stacy Alitu has her hand raised, and Stacy, I'll go ahead and unmute you. You'll have 3 minutes.
Again, I would just like to mention that we had a class that was denied in March. So we had students that were waiting there. We just graduated another group of students, and we have replacement students that are also coming in as well for that. So we do need our classes for enrollment. Again, as I mentioned, our students, we don't even advertise. They are people who their brother went there, their sister went there, or they just know how affordable our programs are. We are definitely on the map, and we're going to continue to make our mark regardless of all the, I continue to maintain false inaccuracies that are directing the pathway of this meeting today. And I will defend myself and our institution. And may this never happen to any other institution. That's all I have to say.
Other public comments?
Yes, we have a raised hand from Erica Hunt. Erica, you'll have 3 minutes.
Thank you. So I would also like to say that we have worked on the attendance policy, so I do believe that has been resolved. As far as homework goes, that still needs to be clearly defined, so we cannot.
Excuse me, we're
yes.
only taking comments on the proposed motion. We've already heard this. I appreciate your comments, but we're just talking about admitting these classes, all right? If you have comments about that, I would love to hear them.
Yes, so to admit the class, you want to make sure that things are fixed, right?
I think we've already been through this. I appreciate your comments.
Okay.
If you have additional information, great, please share it. We'd love to hear it.
Okay. So I do believe that it is necessary for these students, in order to move forward in their lives, that they be allowed to attend the program, that we be continue to allow students to come in. If not, there really is, their achievements could be delayed by years. A lot of times these students, their families are depending on them to finish these programs. And then they help their family members also maybe get into the program, or they support other family members. So it really could be detrimental to not only what they do, but those that may depend on them. So if they're not allowed to take this course, it sets them back, and we don't know the ripple effect it may have on their lives.
All right, this is
Thank you. I appreciate those comments. Are there other comments from?
This is the moderator. I see no further comments. I return the floor back to you.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's check East location just in case. I don't think there's any public comment in Sacramento. Let's check Concord.
No comments.
Let's check San Bernardino.
No comments.
Let's check Reading.
Nothing ready.
Thank you. Panorama City.
No comments.
And let's check El Monte.
No comments.
All right. I would like to do a roll call and establish who's in favor, opposed, or abstains. Ms. Carpenter.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Guzman.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Moore.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Needless.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Sanson.
Yes.
Thank you. And I'm Carol Mountain. I vote yes. And that motion carries by a vote of 6, which is unanimous. Now, do I need to go back to slide 4? So we go to 5. All right, we will move to agenda item 5, suggestions for future agenda items. Are there any suggestions from the board? Seeing none, are there any suggestions from the WebEx or any of the outlying locations? Thank you.
Okay, this is the moderator. I do see a raised hand. And again, a reminder, we are only taking suggestions for future agenda items. Stacy, you should be able to unmute.
I just wanted on record that my counsel was muted for the last item and has been attempting to communicate and not able to communicate. I just want to mention that.
And this is the
He's
moderator.
welcome to speak. He's welcome to speak.
He keeps
Okay.
being muted. That's what it is.
This is the moderator. He has not been muted. He has not raised his hand. A raised hand indicates a desire to speak. He has not raised his hand. He has not been muted, but I will give him the ability to unmute himself. As attendees, you are muted until you request the desire to speak by raising your hand. All right, so I will go ahead and unmute the attorney, even though a request has not been made.
Yes, hello. So just for, edification, of course, I'm on the telephone, so there's no option that I'm aware of to raise my hand. Fortunately, I didn't get a chance to comment on the second agenda item. Seeing as how it's already been voted on, I suppose it's kind of a moot point now. Just with, reservations that, council was not able to, speak on behalf of that issue.
And do you have further comments, sir?
No, that's all, seeing as how it's already been voted on.
All right, and as we do not allow speaking multiple times on the same agenda item, I see no further requests for comment.
Thank you so much. We will move to agenda item 6, which is adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Leslie Moore, motion.
Thank you so much.
Rashima Sasson, second.
Thank you so much. Is there any board discussion or questions? Let's check in at each place. There's none in Sacramento. Are there any in Concord?
None in Concord.
Are there any in San Bernardino?
No comments in San Bernardino.
Are there any in Reading?
None from Reading.
Thank you. Are there any in Panorama City?
None in Panorama City.
Any in El Monte?
No comment.
Is there any further public comment online on WebEx? Okay, seeing none, I will do a roll call and establish who's in favor, opposed, or abstains from adjournment. Ms. Carpenter?
Yes.
Ms. Guzman?
Yes.
Ms. Moore?
Yes.
Ms. Needless?
Yes.
Ms. Sanson?
Yes.
And I also vote yes to adjourning. So this meeting is adjourned at 12:27 p.m. Thank you everyone for your participation and attendance.